Okay, so this is probably the second to last one. But before I really continue with this, I did forget to mention this very important thing. Yeah, this was on my own server. He was banned shortly after because of a rule that we take very seriously. There is no doxing of any kind. Like, yes, he does. This was a message link to an invite server, so only people who are in the server could click it. It's literally okay. Let me point this out. I already addressed the quote unquote nothing argument because it was like yeah, and it's just so the server links to a message from a non-VTuber account, one of my non-VTuber accounts, which I addressed in probably like uh, part two or whatever part we are on or whatever part it was. But still, he regardless, he's still docs. He, like anything for VTubers, um, anything that externally that that isn't their own, someone who isn't them giving out information about like anything personal, whether it be a non VTuber account, anything, um, that is considered doxing. I I don't I don't exactly anything that is considered um, that is specifically considered uh, that I do not personally give out regarding personal stuff. That is doxing. Okay, I'm just going to leave it at that. This, but with all that being said, I'm going to move on to his third apology. I might like you might be saying, oh, there's only you've only said this is technically the second one. He apologized in real life, but mainly because I sit next to him. But like, okay, the way that looking back on it, it was honestly kind of funny how it was handled because I'm not really doing anything doxing per se when it comes to this because I think before you clarify this as
Oh,
doxing,
besides falling off,
this
I
was
should go
his
up and cook.
this was his OG model. So
No, I
Or
didn't.
something.
But
I think my description of him would probably be fairly accurate. He looks like Kobe from One Piece, not the like Water 7. So imagine Kobe coming up to you. Like, and this guy, he's taller than me. I'm 5'6", he's like 5'10". Um, but he does like the gremlin pose where it's like you have your legs spread out like wide, like have a really wide base, and then you have your arms out, and then like they're hanging down. So and then he's like doing a little bit of a sway to that. It's like he basically just reiterates the stuff that he did in the first apology. And mind you, I point out the reason why I banned Pop Tart. For moderation, what I do is I take in consideration other external factors because it's like if someone is like known to be a complete asshole in previous um, in other places, I'm going to take note of that. Yes, he did ban me, and that was quite literally the last straw of me not doing anything. But like, yeah, I'm not really by doing this. But my description of what he looks like is by no means doxing because this is his OG model. Anywho, we're only 4 minutes in, so I'm going to start with the apology.
Hello there, Nyx.
Unlisted fun.
So this is something a little bit interesting. Um, so you accept my apology, and I tried to just de-escalate the situation. I just tried to be the bigger man and say, hey, um,
Well, no shit, you're the bigger man. You're like 5'10", probably 6 foot. Like, also, I don't exactly need to explain why that description is, and I don't really need to explain why. isn't this loading? Yeah, I don't think I have to explain why this is. Anywho, yeah. Sorry, my voice is just complete another, you know.
If you want to come talk to me again at a later date, that would be cool. But clearly, you don't want to do that either. Oh,
I never said that. I just simply ignored you.
yes. Just to start off, I do feel really bad about about what I said last one. If you really want to know what's going on, I just felt really bad about myself that day because I hadn't gotten to work on anything, even though I had plenty of time. Because after school, after I'd gotten home, and my brother had an appointment, so I didn't have any homeschool to do that day. Um, so it's so and I had plenty of time to like work on a creative project, and I just didn't. So
Okay,
I
is
went
that
to
really
theater rehearsal being extremely frustrated.
is that really a reason to be frustrated at me? Like, I know it can be frustrating if you just fuck the day away, but like at the same time, that really isn't an excuse for being pissed off at everything.
Frustrated with myself, and I came home ready to stream, and and I started streaming, and then you deleted just one of Jammer's messages in Twitter.
He said, "Screw you. I'm a mod." He said, "Screw you" specifically to me. Of course, I am changing my language because this is on YouTube. Yeah. That that really isn't that really isn't. I think my I don't think saying "screw you" to a mod is the best idea. So yeah, let's continue.
Twitch chat for like honestly a really really unjust, like not a really great reason, which is just he was kind of joking around a little bit. It's like, listen, I'm gonna give some leeway to Jammer, okay? He's a friend. It's not like he's some random person. I wouldn't want I
I know that you get on me for phrasing, but that phrasing is just not the best. You could have wedged in the word "also" there, just a bit. You got upset with me for something completely off topic. Here, give me a second to like if you rewatch the VOD, he says, "Oh wait, I'm on the wrong thing." So he gets on me for phrasing a lot, despite the fact that it's relatively minor. But like, I'm going. This is more just me uh, reciprocating it a little bit. But like, come on, bro. You're getting upset with me for wording. It's like, yeah. Let's just move on because this is just a nothing point at this point.
necessarily wouldn't want some random person saying, you know, frick the mods or whatever. But like, he's one of my friends. I know him relatively well.
I sit next to you every single day, and you seriously don't think that it is like, listen, I know, but like, me and Jammer don't clearly don't have the same friendship as you and him. So me deleting his messages, I think I think that gives me just a little bit more justification for that. But still, like, I'm not saying he's not a friend. I'm just saying that we're not as good as friends as you and him are.
So and but I think the important thing to say here is that you just kind of pushed me over the edge that day, and I was just kind of fed up. I do think that it would have come to a point like that at some point, though more likely in DMs if I hadn't been so like frustrated with.
So me jokingly talking about him getting his start times, which, as I pointed out in a previous video, is an hour and a half late, like consistently, which that's fair. Me getting on him for that is honestly a bit. It can be annoying, but he just never addressed it. So yeah, that's fair. Whatever.
with myself that day. So it's just a situation of you were doing something I didn't like at the exact wrong time, and you just kind of pushed me over the edge. You blew my top off. And I too feel genuinely sorry because that was not the right thing to do, especially not at that time, not while I was streaming. That was the complete opposite of what I should have done. And I do feel bad, but my concerns were legitimate concerns, and I'm I'm really sorry that I have to be talk about them, as it's just a whole lot of them are minor annoyances for sure. Like you replying to messages with like periods or carrots, like that's just a
Okay, the fact that he finds this annoying is honestly pretty funny. Like here, let me show you what the point of that is. Because it's like him getting upset with me for that is it's honestly pretty funny. So where is it? So okay, I just kind of clicked. Okay, we are at 11 minutes, so I might have to end it soon. But so at Discord, I have this thing where I will reply to older clips for. So if you're just in a, this is just a wall of text basically. If I'm, if, and it's kind of difficult to see every single point. Like he says, I thought he apologized, uh, and it's clear that he hadn't seen this one. So me responding with a dot to my own comment basically allows people to see it. Also, it's just like, yeah, it's not really a major issue by any means. Him getting upset with me for that, it's like the most annoying. It's like the most minor annoyance I can think of on Discord.
slight annoyance, but it kind of just grew up over time, and also just like bugging me to start streaming. And I said this in my original my stream times are a best estimate.
Literally, all I asked is that he change his start time from 6:30 to 8. I don't think that's like I'm not even joking on this point. Um, like okay, he might have taken the thing down, but like six or no, it's probably like yeah, 6:30. He doesn't usually start until 8. I think my assessment of him, um, of me just slightly nudging him to be on time for streams isn't really that big of a deal. Also, yes, I am a little aware that my voice is like this. I my throat is just very eh. I know I've been recording this with a very deep voice. I'm sorry. Not really my choice, but yeah, life sucks.
I don't have complete control over my schedule like an adult would have, so I don't necessarily have a 100% guarantee that my streams are going to start when I say they're going to start. Which sure is a little bit sad, but I don't have any control of that, do I? Because it's not my place to say that. But I do feel really bad though. And as I said, I will. I'm open to coming back to Glitch Bit in the future. I'm open to you becoming a moderator again, but you know you're gonna have to step it up a little bit.
Ah, yes. Great idea for an apology. At this point, the entire thing just comes off as like slightly tone deaf. Like, here, I'm going to abbreviate on that point because I am at like 14 minutes and my channel isn't verified, so we're just going to end it here and then I'll be back with the next one in probably let's say 16 minutes.